If you're a birth partner, do you feel a bit at a loss about what to do to offer the best support? One of my goals with this channel is to help you feel empowered and ready for birth, and one of the most important roles in childbirth is often overlooked, the birth partner. So whether you're a spouse, a partner, a family member or a friend, being a supportive birth partner has been shown to make all the difference for the labouring person. I'm Dr. Brooke, and in this video I'll guide you through what you can do as the birth partner to take an active and positive role in the process. First up, let's think about why you are important. This bit could be a bit of evidence for you to show the birthing person just why you are so valuable. A Cochrane review from 2017 showed that women who receive continuous labour support may be more likely to give birth spontaneously, so give birth vaginally with neither ventouse nor forceps nor cesarean. In addition, women may be less likely to use pain medications or to have a cesarean birth, and they are more likely to be satisfied and also have a shorter labour. Postpartum depression could also be lower in women who are supported in labour, although the evidence isn't that strong on that one yet. The babies of women who received continuous support during labour may be less likely to have a low 5-minute APGAR score, which is a score that we use to assess babies' health and well-being shortly after they're born. And when we compare with those who have no support during labour, having support from a chosen family member or friend appears to increase women's satisfaction with their experience. Okay, so some of that is hardly surprising. Of course it's nice not to be alone, but the truth is the best impact that you can have is that by watching this video, you are going to be prepared and ready with the tools to be of assistance. So let's get into it. First up, let's start with what you can do to prepare during pregnancy. First and foremost, you can educate yourself about childbirth. Attend antenatal classes with your partner to learn about the stages of labour, pain management techniques, and what to expect during that birth process. Even if you can't attend classes, just watch the rest of the birth videos on my YouTube channel. Understanding the process will help you to support your partner more effectively. Another thing that you could do is encourage open communication with your partner. Talk about their birth preferences, their fears, their concerns. Do they want to be offered an epidural? Do they want the baby to have vitamin K when they're first born? Knowing their wishes and being their advocate during labour is crucial. If you go along to appointments or scans, you can recall information for them, or you can keep a list of questions that you both wanted to ask. Now, when labour starts, this is when things get interesting. First task you have is to work out whether things have really got going and to help them to get to hospital if that's where they're choosing to give birth. Learn about what the signs of labour are to look out for. You can also help to create a calming birth environment even whilst you're still at home. Sometimes labour can take a while to get going properly. So when you're at home, before you go to hospital, you can think about what you can do in that space to optimise their birth process. Your senses are on high alert during labour. So that means that if they're having contractions, you can help them to calm their breathing. You can put on some calming music or a distracting TV show or film, run a nice bath. There are some tools that you can help to use during that labour process. So for example, if you are hypnobirthing, you can help read them some hypnobirthing scripts or play MP3s. You can do soft stroking massage. You can help them with their breathing techniques. Give positive affirmations, or just help with some of the usual comfort measures. You can help them to adjust their position or use a birthing ball. If their contractions start to space out, you can help them to build back up again by using movement. So go for a walk together, go up a hill if possible. You should also be really encouraging. Labour can feel long and it can wear you down. Keep reminding them that they're doing a great job, that they're getting closer to meeting their baby. Encourage them to eat and drink fluids. You should be their personal water bottle carrier. It's easy to forget to stay hydrated. You can call the midwife when the surges or the contractions are regular in their pattern and intensity. So one of your jobs can be to time them. Some apps available to help you to log when each contraction comes and how long it lasts for. So you can monitor these. When they're coming every 3 to 5 minutes and they're lasting for longer than 45 seconds each, you can call the midwife or the hospital. And when you do get there and you arrive for assessment, you should stay calm and help them to remain calm and as comfortable as possible. You can discuss your birth preferences. Did you already talk about wanting to go to the birth centre? Does she want an epidural early, or does she want gas and air, for example? Now, you may be encouraged to return home if they're still in early labour. So again, your job is to keep them positive if they're disappointed. Okay, so once you're in established labour, you've reached their birthing space, which is usually a birth centre or a labour ward, might be at home. You can, again, help to set up that environment to optimise it. Think about all their senses and how to calm that surging adrenaline. So First up, what will they see? You can dim the lights, give them some privacy by drawing the curtains. You can place some positive words or positive affirmations or images on the walls, even photos if they like that kind of thing. What can they hear? Think about whether they want quiet, calming music, or is there a particular playlist that they've prepared for labour? Do they prefer to just have some earplugs in so they can really not hear anything at all, or did they want their headphones? Next up, what can they smell? Now, you might have wanted to bring in a pillow from home, you might have some oils or a room spray. If you are in a hospital or a birth centre, you might not be able to have, for example, candles burning, but you can have electronic candles. What are they going to be tasting? So do they want some fruit, some toast, some jelly, water, isotonic drinks? What snacks have they brought in their labour bag? You can help to offer them. And what do they want to feel? So they might want to have massage, and that can be really helpful for some people during labour. They may want to be supported during their contractions. That's when you give some counter pressure, where, for example, they arch their back against you and you push. Or if they want to kind of use the wall and push against the wall while they're having a contraction, you can help to hold them up. You might also want to help them to change their clothing if they want to get into the hospital gown or something comfortable, and they may want to be using their TENS machine as well, so you can help them to apply that. When that labour is strong, here's what you can do. So you can again assist with getting them relaxed, offering them drinks and snacks. Remind her to empty her bladder frequently. It's so easy to forget that when you're having surges or you're having contractions, that you need to actually be reminded unless you've got a catheter in place. You might want to just honour their silence if they prefer not to have you talking to them, or hold space for them to talk, or just keep them distracted if that's what they prefer. You can encourage position changes, so they might want to be on their side, so you can support that with pillows. They may want to be on their back with their heads and their knees supported. They may want to be in the bath or in the birthing pool. They can use a birthing ball. They may be in all fours position, or they may be standing up and leaning against you or against the wall, or leaning over the bed. So lots of different positions that you can help them to get into. Ask your midwife for ideas if you're not sure. If things slow down, then you can look around your birth space, check, is it calm, is it safe, are you being unobserved, are there lots of people in the room that you might prefer to give her some space? Encourage her to get some rest, so it might be a chance to sleep and prepare for the later stages of labour. But also stay calm and reassuring. Remind your partner of their strength and their ability to cope, how far they've got already. Use comfort measures like massage, their breathing techniques, and changing position to help to ease their discomfort. Think together about how she's managing with the pain. Would she like a different type of pain management? She may have previously said she didn't want an epidural, but sometimes we want to rethink that. I'm not saying that you need to change her mind, but also you should also both be open to it, because actually when you get into that labour environment, you might feel different. You should definitely offer words of encouragement and praise, and those words can be really empowering during labour. Let them know how well they're doing, remind them of their progress, so that you've already come this far. So when it's time for your partner to push, you should be their biggest cheerleader. Help them to find a comfortable position for pushing. That doesn't have to be lying down on their back. And you can provide physical support as needed. Some people just want to hold your hand to squeeze against or pull you towards them. You can offer ice chips or a drink of water. It can be really helpful if you've got a water bottle with a straw or a drinking cup with a straw. You may want to place a damp cloth on their forehead to keep them comfortable. Remind them to breathe, especially in between contractions. So when you're pushing, you should hold your breath. So you're not wasting your breath during the contraction. But when you're resting in between pushes, it's really important to remember to breathe again. So you can remind them of that. Now, when the baby is born, you can help to facilitate immediate skin to skin if that's possible. So you can help to get their clothes out of the way so they can have their baby placed straight onto them. Sometimes things might not go to plan. And this is where having learnt about instrumental delivery and C-sections can be helpful. You can ask questions. Check in on her and how she's feeling. Remind her that everyone around her is there to help her and to help to keep her baby safe. Stay focused and be attentive. So you can follow the cues from your partner and the healthcare team. Be ready to adjust your support based on their needs. When it comes to making decisions in labour, you might be asked to make decisions. Sometimes that person that's experiencing painful contractions may say, just you decide, or they may want you to help them even more. As you're the one that hasn't had any pain medications to cloud your judgment, you can be there to really support their decision making. So we can use an acronym called BRAIN, and that can help to make those informed decisions. Because to make an informed decision requires you to find out all the information about what's being offered, so you can weigh up the pros and cons and come to a decision. It's important to know that any decisions that are made need to be her decisions. They need to be communicated by her, but your role as the birth partner can be there to support, to ask questions on her behalf, so you can make that decision together. So B stands for benefits. What are the benefits for me and my baby of doing this that you're recommending? R, risks. What are the risks to me and my baby? A, alternatives. What other options are there for us to consider? Intuition. How do we feel about what is being offered to us? N, nothing. What are the risks of doing nothing for, say, half an hour, a day? So these questions can all be applied, for example, if your medical team are offering you a cesarean section or offering you an induction of labour. There's some other useful questions, like what is the medical reason that you're recommending this? Why do you feel this is necessary at this point? Is it an emergency? Is anyone in danger? What will happen if we don't do this? Can you please explain what is going to happen so they can walk you through step by step what to expect? And of course, you can always ask, am I okay? Is she okay? Is the baby okay? Outside of the emergency situation, there is usually time to apply your preferences to the new plan. So it's always your choice as a couple whether to accept an intervention that's being offered. And if you're not sure, ask more questions, ask for another opinion if needed. Finally, let's talk about how you can help during the recovery period. Hopefully, immediately after birth, you can do some skin to skin. But if she's not able to do it, and the mother may have had a general anaesthetic, or during the C-section, it can make it a bit uncomfortable for her to hold the baby initially. So you can do it instead. And that allows you to have some bonding time with the baby as well. And you can help to calm the baby, regulate their temperature and regulate their breathing straight after birth. Once mother and baby are reunited, you can help to facilitate undisturbed bonding time where possible. You can update the relatives and ensure you get some space initially. Encourage them to give the first feed as early as possible. And you can help to support her with the breastfeeding, asking for support from the midwife if she's unsure how. It's important that your role in supporting the breastfeeding doesn't involve changing the method, just help her to get the support that she needs to make those decisions. That might be the midwife, or if you're at home and she's struggling with the breastfeeding, that might be helping to get the support of a lactation consultant or local breastfeeding services. Now, even if you're not doing the feeds by giving a bottle because she's breastfeeding, you can make sure that she's getting something to eat and drink. You can help her by helping her to mobilise to take a shower and watching the baby while she does. It's also difficult to remember to take painkillers whilst you're managing all the needs of the baby. So you should prompt her to take those painkillers regularly, especially in those early days. You can offer practical assistance with tasks like nappy changes and also, of course, household chores. You can encourage rest and self-care for both your partner and yourself. Sometimes that can mean managing or fending off the well-meaning visitors. Be patient and understanding because the postpartum period can be challenging. Be there to listen, offer emotional support and validate their feelings. This is hard. We're both finding it hard. It's a lot to adjust to. You might also be the first one to spot mood changes that can be a sign of postpartum depression. So always be on the lookout. If she seems low, tearful, disengaged with the baby, reluctant to leave the house or to get dressed, and of course, if this is lasting beyond the first 7 days, the baby blues usually happens around days 3 to day 5, but can last as long as 7 days. But if you're worried about her mood and well-being beyond that time, it's important to talk to a healthcare professional. Being a great birth partner isn't about being perfect. It's just about being present, supportive, and caring. Your role is invaluable in creating a positive birth experience for your partner. So good luck for your upcoming arrival. Let me know if you've got any other tips that I've missed down below.